Okay, I got a few things to get out today. Um, a mother was accused of killing her 5-year-old son that was left in a suitcase, and she smiles. Basically, she shows no remorse for her actions. And if you see this bit, she's smiling here, like she does not give a shit about anything. Um, it's like that. They basically, when they kill somebody, they don't give a shit at all. A local mother who was accused of killing her 5-year-old son and leaving him in a suitcase on the side of an Indiana road was finally seen in court on Tuesday. Um, Police said that Dewani Anderson killed her son Cairo 2 years ago. She's been charged with murder, and basically she was charged with neglect of a dependent that resulted in death and obstruction of justice. Um, Now, the Channel 2 News learned that Anderson had made some bizarre statements in an Indiana in an Indiana courtroom before she was denied bond. Her trial date is set for August. Um, Now, photographers had snapped several photos of Anderson as she walked into the courtroom Thursday morning, and she looked ready for her first appearance since her arrest in California, but the minute she opened her mouth, the judge realized something wasn't right. When she was asked to state her name, Anderson responded with this. She says, "I am Princess Khalifa Hatan Tupac Bey II, representing the entity Dewani Anderson." Now, Anderson showed no emotion or no remorse whatsoever during the hearing, and she even smiled at times. An Indiana prosecutor argued that Anderson didn't deserve a bond because she has been a fugitive for the last 3 years. Anderson objected and told the judge that she's not a fugitive because NASA has been watching her from space. Yeah, bullshit. She also claimed to not need an attorney because she is representing herself. Basically, the judge said to Dewani, "If you want to represent yourself, you're going to have to learn the rules of evidence and the rules of procedure. Because if you conduct yourself like this and make these types of objections, you have no chance in the world." The judge encouraged Anderson to at least let a public defender represent her, but she refused. But even though her trial date is set for August, but by reading that, she looked mentally unfit to even hold that. A woman was charged with using stolen credit cards from a fitness center, and she stole them out of locker rooms. Um, Now, prosecutors say a woman awaiting trial for 3 different cases involving burglary, identity theft, and credit card fraud in the suburbs committed similar crimes in the city using debit and credit cards stolen from a fitness center locker room. Now, back in January, a 48-year-old woman reported that someone broke into her locker and took her purse at a fitness club in the 7500 block of North Clark Street, according to Chicago police records. That same day, a 42-year-old Carmela Jackson used the victim's cards to make purchases at a Subway restaurant, a Jalisco, and 2 other fitness clubs, prosecutors alleged in criminal complaints. Then back in February, a 26-year-old woman reported that someone removed the lock from her locker and took her wallet at a club in the 5100 block of South Pulaski Street, according to Jackson's arrest report. Now, prosecutors said that Jackson used the woman's credit card the same day at a Jalisco, and Chicago police identified Jackson by sending pictures of a suspect to other law enforcement agencies. After learning of Jackson's identities, they arrested her at the Bridgeview courthouse when she showed up for a hearing in her pending suburban cases, according to her arrest report. Now, Judge Charles Beach released her with a daily curfew. The suburban matters involved 3 separate cases, each alleging burglary, ID theft, and misuse of credit cards at a Kohl's store and a Target store back in 2022. Then we have excuse me. There is going to be construction on US 30 near 41 in the Indiana area, so they're working on the highway. And that will start on April 15th, and it's going to go up until whatever time that they decide that it's going to be done. It starts on the 15th, and that usually takes however long it's going to take to get this done, and does not say when the end date will be. Yeah, and of course Indiana needs a lot of road work done because they got a lot of potholes. So let's get to the news for sports. My Chicago Cubs did win yesterday, 9-8. They damn near blew the game. They had a 6-0 lead and then they blew it, but the Cubs would eventually win it, and that's what they needed. Um, Now we do have Justin Verlander for the Astros, who he's set for rehab on Sunday. Ohtani did hit a home run yesterday for the Dodgers, so basically that was like the first one. Now the Cubs are going to face the Dodgers on tomorrow, so who knows how that's going to be with them. And I'm surprised they didn't call the Cubs game yesterday with the rain and sleet and snow yesterday, and it was like snowing and sleeting. And I'm surprised that the Cubs game wasn't called, but the White Sox game was called. Um, so for the Cubs yesterday, Seiya Suzuki hit his second home run of the year. Um, Chris Bryant, who used to play for the Cubs, is now playing for the Rockies, has been struggling in his first week of the series. He's only got 2 hits and 1 RBI on the season, and he's batting 100 on the year, which is not a good sign for him. Dansby Swanson stole a base for the Cubs yesterday. Obviously, the Cubs don't really steal a lot of bases because they don't really have players like that, so that can do that. Luke Little started the game yesterday, but didn't even last a full inning before they took him out and brought Brown in. And Brown would go 4 innings and striking out 5. Mark Leiter Jr. didn't strike out anybody, but Julian Merriweather struck out 1. Monty struck out 1. Hector Neris struck out 2, and Edward Alizé got the win. And it's his first win of the season, and he struck out 2 batters. The Cubs deserve a day off today, so they eventually, because they got like a tough series ahead with them facing the Dodgers tomorrow. Justin Steele would have gone yesterday, but he's on the injured list, so he for a couple weeks. Yankees won yesterday 6-5. And the Yankees are like my second team after the Cubs to watch. Aaron Judge hit his first home run of the season. And then the pitcher that got the win for this game, for the Yankees game, would be Holmes. He got his first win of the year, and Ferguson got the save. Merrill Kelly got a no decision for Arizona because that's who the Yankees were playing. Carlos Rodon started the Yankees game and struck out 3 batters, but didn't get the win because the game was tied in the third inning. The Oakland Athletics have announced that they will be moving to Las Vegas sometime in the next couple of years, and I don't know if they're gonna how that's gonna work out for them. I don't know if and I don't know for sure if Ohtani is gonna pitch this year or not. So far he has not pitched a game. And Jorge Soler from the San Francisco Giants would go deep. He hit his second home run of the year. Like I said, he's having a slow start. Eventually he will heat up a little bit, hopefully. The Tigers and Mets game was canceled due to rain. The Astros beat the Blue Jays 8-0. Yordan Alvarez for the Astros homers twice. They had a couple players do that this year already. Yordan Alvarez had homered, and Jose Altuve homered, and then Pena homered. They don't have the Astros don't have Martin Maldonado anymore. He's now on the Sox. And we're going to see how he does this year because he doesn't hit for a high average either. He does hit home runs, he just doesn't hit for a high average. The Nationals beat the Pirates 5-3, and Joey Gallo, who's playing for the Nationals now, had homered. He started off the season over 12, and yesterday he somehow managed to get 3 hits, and even though he does hit home runs, he just doesn't hit for a high batting average either. His current batting average is 198, so that tells you how much he does not get hits at all, which is never a good thing. Trevor Williams took the win for Nationals, and Mitch Keller took the loss for the Pirates. Finnegan got his second save of the year for the Nationals by striking out 2 and getting his second save. Trevor Williams gets that first win. He did go 5 innings. That's how he got the win there, because you got to go 5 innings to get the win. The Padres sneaked out a win against the Cardinals, and the Padres win 3-2. And I can't tell you how much I fucking hate the Cardinals. Higashioka got a home run in the game. Musgrove got the win for the Padres. He struck out 7 and went 6 innings. Thompson took the loss, second of the year. And then the Cleveland Guardians beat the Seattle Mariners 8-0. A pitcher named Logan Allen got his second win of the year, while Kirby took the loss. And then the Reds beat the Phillies 4-1. The only run that the Phillies got was a solo homer by Schwarber. Schwarber is another player. He also hits a lot of home runs, but doesn't hit for a high batting average. He is batting .280 on the year, which is like the highest to start with at the time. Zach Wheeler took the loss, but he did go 6 innings and struck out 10, and Montez struck out 5 and got his second win of the year. And then the Twins beat the Brewers 7-3. And the Red Sox beat the Athletics 1-0. Angels beat the Marlins 10-2, and the Orioles would beat the Royals 4-3. An update here. My mom had, and this is the last thing I want to put out before I get to anything else. My mom went to the hospital on Sunday, and she was released from the hospital yesterday. They're treating her as an outpatient. She went to the hospital for severe vomiting and breathing issues on Sunday. Eventually, they were trying to get her blood pressure down yesterday, and once her blood pressure dropped below a certain amount, they were able to release her. They're putting her on a strict diet, which she needs. But hopefully, she is feeling a little bit better. But we just got to keep an eye on her, and stuff like that by visiting her and everything like that. So it's like, but they're treating her as an outpatient. So basically, she's got to go to all these follow-up doctor's appointments. They did do a biopsy test on her, and we're waiting on that result before we can make any decision on what to do. So she is home now, and basically has been taking a little bit of a rest. So there's that. But obviously, what's going to kill me now is the ambulance bill, because when you go to the hospital, you can make payment plans with the hospital. But because the ambulance is an independent contractor, I got to come up with somehow $3,000 to pay something I don't have. So that's going to hurt me the most. But if you like the video, you can get the video, like, and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And if you want to, support my work, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the about section of YouTube. And for just a little, a few bucks a video a month, your donation can help go a long way. And you can also leave a comment, let me know what you think. And thanks for listening.